Yes guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm in a slightly different setup in my old bedroom at my parents' house because Unicorn Darts have sent me a package to my parents' house, which is my old address. So I'm just going to open up the package and show you some of the darts I've got. I believe it's coming from their new launch, which I think is on the 30th of October. I'll go through them. I've not got any information about these darts, so if I do get information, I'll overlay it on the screen. If not, it will just be a first impressions of the darts themselves. So we're going to go through them and take a look. So we're going to start off with this one on the top. So, I have some Cameron Menzies darts, although I don't know if these are any different to his current ones. I'm not 100% sure. These are some Cameron Menzies darts in 21 grams. I don't know if maybe they're a new weight variation. Some Cameron Menzies darts, which I've actually really wanted for a while. So, pretty cool, even if they aren't new. So we have some 21 gram John Lowe Ambassador darts, World Champion Ambassador darts. So these are phase 4s of John Lowe's. He's had some sort of like shark grip variants and some ring grip variants, and now he has the sort of like quadrant grip. I don't think they're going to be overly grippy, but I'll show you a close-up on the screen. They also come with the classic John Lowe style gold aluminium shafts, so we'll get them out and give them a chuck as well. We have some 23 gram Greg Richie darts. Look like they've got a bit of purist grip on there, which is nice and grippy, and also that little grip zone at the front is right where I grip, so that might be quite handy. But mostly a smooth barrel actually, so pretty niche, but obviously it is a player dart, so it's fitted to the player rather than anyone else. Some very similar style darts with purist grip. We've got the Adam Paxton darts. I don't know if Adam Paxton's already got some darts out. I thought he did, but maybe these are slightly different. Obviously, he had some darts made by Unicorn years and years ago when he was sort of like a young prospect, and now he's back playing to a decent standard again, so which is good to see. And yeah, these are his new barrels. And last but not least, we have some Hexium darts in 26 gram. I don't know the weights or anything that these are coming out in. Yeah, they look pretty cool. Pretty difficult to grip by the looks of things, because the main grip section is at the front where it sort of tapers down towards the nose, so you're not going to get anything to sort of push against. So we'll have to see how they go, especially for me as a front gripper, but yeah, they're pretty cool. You'd have seen some close-ups on the screen whilst I'm talking, but what I'm going to do is just get the darts out and give them a chuck. Okay, so we're on the board. Straight out of the box we have the camis, as you can see. Just a simple ring grip, really nice little taper down towards the nose. Straight out of the box, these actually feel like a 3 out of 5. They're quite sharp, but we'll see how they go. Obviously, I'm not really a 21 gram thrower, and I don't really use medium stems, but I'm just going to use all the supplied setups and see how they go. Oh, straight in the treble. That's more like it. They actually feel really nice, really similar grip level to my personal darts. I am a big fan of like the simple ring grip dart, and I think the look of the taper on the nose, where the rings carry on all the way down, just looks really smart. So yeah, these aren't actually new darts for Cami, they're just in a different weight, because previously they were only available in 23s. Obviously, if you're a rear gripper, they're not really going to be overly suitable, just because there is a smooth section at the back, but you know, it's not a massive smooth section, so you might get away with it. Obviously some painted rings, but overall a really nice simple dart. They do retail for £56. Yeah, really nice simple dart. Can't really say much about these. There's probably other reviews online about these darts because they're not exactly new. But yeah, if you like a simple ring grip dart and you like that sort of tapered nose all the way down to the front, these would be for you. Okay, so we're moving on to probably, I don't know if they're the nicest darts out of the launch. There's probably some darts which I haven't received. But we're going to move on to the John Lowe Phase 4s. I don't have any prices for these darts, unfortunately, at least the new ones. Obviously the camis, I know they retail for £56 because they already exist. These ones I'm not too sure. These are a really interesting barrel, just because they don't really look like they've got any grip on them. You've obviously got that PVD coated section with like the sort of quadrant square cut grip. What's really interesting as well, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but just here at the back there's like a little ridge, and if I show you a close-up, there's a little ridge and the points can pretty easily get stuck on there. So not ideal, but it gives you a really nice push point to throw from. So we'll try out these John Lowe Phase 4s and see how they go. These are also in 21 and the setup is really not ideal, so we'll see how we throw them. I don't know if I like the look of them or not. I just think that black band just looks a bit tacky. They remind me of like an old brass set, which is a shame because I think these darts will probably retail for quite a bit. Saying that, they do feel nice to throw. You obviously got the John Lowe aluminium classic style shafts, which are really nice. They do glisten in the light. But yeah, I just don't really like the look of these barrels, although they are effective and they do perform as you would expect. The grip level is probably about 2.5 out of 5, 2 out of 5. That PVD coating obviously gives you a bit of extra grip. But yeah, I think depending on price point, I'd probably recommend the other John Lowe variations just because you get a bit more consistency from the grip, and also I just think they look a bit nicer. Yeah, not a bad dart by any means, but just not really a fan of the look of them, just because they look like a brass set that Unicorn also have in their range. Moving on to a Scottish player now who plays on the Pro Tour, we have the Richie darts. As I said, the grip doesn't go all the way through this barrel, so it's probably not going to suit too many people. If you're a rear gripper, for instance, there's a smooth section at the back there, and that is not ideal unless you like a smooth barrel. Perhaps if you prefer something smoother at the back and a bit grippier at the front, you've got that sort of purist grip there. But yeah, for me personally, I hold it at the front, so I'm going to be holding that section just there, which isn't too bad for me. So grip level, that purist grip, one of the nicest grips in my opinion out of any darts collection ever. I think it's super simple but super effective. The only thing I'll say is the grip section isn't really that big, so I'm not getting the sort of full benefits of that grip. So it is technically a 3 out of 5 grip, but I'm probably feeling it a bit less grippy than that just purely because of how I grip the dart. But saying that again, straight barrel dart, for me, can't really go wrong. These are in 23 grams. I probably would imagine these will only come out in 23 grams. They're a nice dart, but unfortunately they won't suit too many people. Okay, so next up we have the Pac-Man Paxton darts. Now I've actually been throwing these a little bit off camera. So it's kind of like a Gary Anderson puristy style grip. Obviously grip going all the way up the rear of the barrel, and then there's also a little bit at the front. So if you hold at the back and maybe put a finger at the front, that isn't too bad for you. Really grippy again, I'd probably give this a 4 out of 5. Obviously the grip will wear down because it's super thin, sort of like rings. But what I've found when throwing these darts is, obviously I'm a front gripper, as I showed you with the Richie darts. I've actually been able to hold these a bit further back and I've not felt like I'm out of place, and that's because it's got a nice tapered nose at the front. So I actually hold these more towards the middle. They're a pretty long barrel, I think. Don't have the exact measurements, but my custom darts are 48mm, and like, look how much longer they are. So I'm probably saying these are going to be at least a 52, if not 54mm barrel. Could be a 53, don't know. But yeah, I actually really like them. The grip level is super nice. It's grippy without being uncomfortable or sticky. Yeah, if you like a long dart, something with a bit of grip, but not overly complex and nice and simple, these can be for you. I don't know how similar these are to the original Paxton darts that he had released, probably looking on at like 10 years ago now, but yeah, these are a really nice barrel. Got something for everyone pretty much, unless you hold on that smooth band. The only problem is they're a little bit long. But again, if you like your darts to sit flat maybe, then these darts could work for you. Okay, so these are the Hexium darts. Something a little bit different, as you can see. We've got the sort of hexagon patterns at the back, and then these sort of really grippy, I can't really tell. They're kind of like a shark grip, but in between each cut, they've got like a ring, which is the black section. Obviously right at the front of the barrel where the barrel tapers. So for me as a front gripper, I'm going to be gripping right at the front. So it needs to be really grippy so my fingers don't slide down that taper, which I will say, the grip is pretty grippy. I'll probably give it a 4.5 out of 5, that one. Fitted with some gold volute points. At the rear here, you're probably getting a level 1.5 out of 5 for grip. Comes with a clear shaft and a nice Hexium flight as well. These are in 26 gram. I assume, as with most ranges, with like a generic kind of name, there'll be a different version of this dart, and obviously in different weights. But this is the version that I have. So we're going to see how they go. Not really my kind of barrel shape, but those darts there didn't fly too bad. I've dropped one. But yeah, plenty of grip on the front bit. It means I'm being able to propel the dart to the board and get it above the treble, which is really nice. They don't feel like 26 gram darts, these ones. I don't know if that's because all of the weight is sort of like pushed towards the centre because of the shape of the barrel. But yeah, they feel really nice. If there was a straight barrel version of these, or perhaps a sort of like torpedo shape, I think I'd really like these. Overall, a really nice launch from Unicorn. Obviously, this is just my sort of short little reviews of each of the barrels because I don't really have much information about any of them. Yeah, I'd like to thank Unicorn for sending out some of their products. They have another launch coming on the 14th of November, which is going to be, I think, one of my favourite launches of the year. I've already got a set of darts from that launch and they are amazing. I really, really like them. So keep your eye out for that video as well in the future. As I said, 14th of November, so it'll be out in a couple of weeks. As I said, thank you to Unicorn for sending me some of these darts to review. It's very much appreciated. I'll probably include a couple of sets of these darts in a future giveaway when we get to 5,000 subscribers. I'm going to do a big giveaway. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Follow me on all my socials as well, because I'll probably announce the giveaway over on there. And yeah, other than that, if you did enjoy, don't forget to click the like button. It helps push this video out to more people that aren't subscribed to my channel. If you aren't subscribed, as I said, click the subscribe button because we're doing a big giveaway at 5,000 subscribers and we're trying to get there before the World Championships start. Leave a comment down below what darts you want me to review, what videos you want me to make, any tips, advice, anything like that. Obviously, I create these videos for you guys, so you guys can have an input on what I make. And yeah guys, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.